Welcome back everyone. Today I bring you the second match of the league groups. As I said in the previous video, I will not show you the second game of the first match because it was incredibly boring and I just fucked up. So we jump right into the second match and the first game of the second match, to be precise. As you see, I'm playing against DerGaertner. It's again on death row. I am on the second UK again, and I counterpicked again, so there's a lot of parallels. And the difference is now that my enemy is not playing 2nd Panzergrenadier, but as you can see, he's playing 3rd Armored. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of a different approach this time, because he will have a lot of heavy tanks and attack helicopters, which is not that good because 2nd UK doesn't have the best AA and our fighters have no guns, or at least the Phantoms that I've taken in this deck. So we will have to rely on like the Javelin LMLs and the normal Javelins and everything else we have for our ground AA. But let's see what I have deployed, or what I'm deploying right now rather. I am going heavily on the left side this time because my enemy doesn't have forward deploy. So I can use my forward deploy advantage to get an early position in his sector or next to his sector, because I don't want to drive too aggressively onto his side, because he still can have helicopters. And as I just said, I don't have the fighters to counter his helicopters early on, so DAA will still need some time to get up. And the SAS themselves also have the man pads, as discussed in the last video, but well, they obviously need to unload first, so that's the problem. But I still want to get an early advantage in capturing this sector here, or contesting it at least, and that's why the SAS is there. And also a Fox for support on the left side, and a Fox on the right side, kind of more or less on its own, just to push through and see whether I can catch off some of his units coming this way. Or if there's like a Bradley or even worse an Abrams coming this way, then the Fox is kind of fucked. But if it's just infantry, I can try to transport snipe it, and this would be very good. Scouts being deployed in basically the same positions as last game, or at least the one on the left, because I can't remember whether I deployed one in the middle in the same position. And also an SAS squad will be routed yet to the center as well. Also, just in case that he wants to rush through some infantry here, so I can get a grip of those buildings and the forests here. So because obviously he doesn't have forward deploy, but he can still drive through his infantry, so I need some defenses, because if I want to contest this sector, I also need to contest this sector as well. Otherwise, if I leave the sector completely open, that's first of all pretty stupid, and second of all, there's not enough points I would be getting from contesting this sector alone. So I need defenses there. Wombat coming in as well into this building here. It's pretty strong position for long-range weapons like the Wombat, or also AT launchers or ATGM launchers, though the range here is not that long, so it's a bit dangerous. But if the enemy is hardcore pushing through the open here, then it's still better than nothing. Then also an SAS squad and a recon squad on the right side. So you see the SAS is fairly evenly split. It's just that I deploy more aggressively on the left side, and I still have 2 instead of just 1 squads. But I don't want to overcommit because of the whole heli and air situation. There's also some supporting AA coming in on the left, because the Apaches they are very, very dangerous, and Cobras at that as well. Still to this point, even though with the whole gun changes, like air superiority fighter gun changes. They're a bit weaker now, but as mentioned, I don't have those with the Phantoms. Then also some warriors, or like armored rifles in the warriors, so that I basically want the warrior for its ATGM. The autocannon is not that important because, well, if I want to engage soft targets, I would still have the Fox. And the SAS is also good enough. It's more for the ATGM and the infantry, because the SAS still has the problem of only having submachine guns, so they're a bit of limited in their engagement range. So that's what also what the armored rifles would be for. Milan 2 to occupy this building, because this is just a very strong position to cover off the open here. Wombat in the tree line there. So the deployment is fairly similar to the last time I played, with slight adjustments. Have some Rover Milans here coming into the middle again. Let's see whether they can slap about his heavy tanks as they did in the last game, even though they didn't kill that many heavy tanks because he didn't have that many heavy tanks, but mostly just normal armored vehicles, let's say. Another Wombat and a Javelin. Wombat coming into the middle here, and Javelin deploying here, and the command vehicle. Also the same as last time, I only go with one command to kind of go through these two sectors first and then reroute into this sector. So you might think that this maybe is a bit weird, because I said that I want to contest the sector here early. Well, yes, but I think that a mistake that a lot of people do is that they just ram in their commands without actually having the sector secured, or like at least a part of the sector. So I actually would rather have more like fighting forces in the beginning to actually capture the ground and then get my command in later, than just ramming in my command for a short period of time to get an early point lead but then lose it all. Like I rather want to put some pressure on my enemy to then get a point lead than to get a point lead but then be pressured by my enemy, because then you will, well, it obviously depend on a lot of factors, but this will not necessarily contribute to your victory. So it's taking a bit of time for deployment, because I was a bit worried about, yeah, now it starts, but you might have seen that it took quite a bit of time, because I was worried about what he will deploy with, because the 3rd Armored has a lot of options in the early game. They lack the forward deploy, but with the helicopters and strong air, and then also obviously their tanks, there's a lot of options you can choose from. And I kind of didn't want to get overrun anywhere, because getting back in against a lot of heavy armor is a bit of a pain in the ass. As you can see, if I, for example, get pushed out of here, is a lot of open ground that's where I don't really stand a chance. But let's go and see what our enemy is doing. Capturing the sector first, so already a few points ticking. That's always good. 4 points. So there's a helicopter coming. That was already a bit bad, but luckily it's only a transport. Hit it one time, but sadly it doesn't route it, so it still lands and unloads the arrow rifles. But with the forces I have here, I should be able to deal with an arrow rifle. And the second Stinger then misses. Yeah, that was a bit sad, because now we can sell the 60-point transport helicopter. That's quite a lot. Here, unfortunately, he has an infantry in a Bradley, so he will deal with the Fox. The Fox on the right side here has killed quite a few of infantry squads in their vehicles, as you can see. So that was a very good investment. Nothing much going on the right side. I'm pushing up my troops to see whether I can see more with the scouts, especially. Infantry moving up on the left side here, sorry. But here is the problem that I talked about with the range of the SAS. They get engaged from this side by a small arms fire, but they can't shoot back. So that was a bit bad. And I also, I eventually replaced the armored rifles with the Jaeger squad, because I thought, more men would be better, and they would be there quicker, because they have the truck as a transport. In hindsight, that wasn't such a good idea, because having a Wombat, why do I always want to say Wombat? A Warrior Milan here would be quite good, but we have other means to deal with that. in the Jaguar AG, making its comeback. And I mean, that's just a juicy target that I couldn't say no to bombing. Perfect bombing run, honestly. It would have been more perfect if I would have gotten the scouts as well, but it was already good to begin with. Here, as you can see, he's not being able to really push through, but has an M1A1 arriving here, so that's a bit of bad news for me, because, I mean, I have the Rover Milan and the Wombat here, but the M1A1 is still pretty scary. SAS here pushing up to get the forest line here. Fox there is still alive. Arrow rifles getting fucked up in the open by the Wombat, but M1A1 shooting back at the Rover Milan here is in a bit of a weird position because it kind of can see the M1A1 but not completely, and now it's driving out of the vision range again, so that was a bit unlucky that I wasn't able to get it, and Rover Milan dies. So at least this one here is not going to be a hero this game. SAS here had to retreat because the Bradley was just out of range, and like out of range of the SAS, but still shooting it, so that was well done by him. And the M1A1 here is sitting in the open, and that was not so smart because I have a Jaguar cluster that gets the M1A1 kill. So very important kill early on, taking a lot of tempo out of his play, because now his arrow rifle here is just completely unsupported, getting killed, and then he has nothing, or well, nothing left here at least of what I can see. Which is not that much because I have the scouts retreated because they are low health. I tried to push the SAS up to kill the Bradley, which I was able to, but unfortunately the F4 comes in. I should have put the SAS on an attack move maybe just before the F4 came in to have a chance of hitting it, but that's a lot of micro and just something you tend to forget, that you know you can use the SAS as an bootleg AA squad as well, because in this case, you know, if the bomber is coming in for a bombing run, you might as well try to hit it with a stinger once. That's better than nothing.
They've spotted us.
And here on the right side, SAS got killed off, scouts trying to run away to be kept alive, because you can see that I don't have much here. Fox also died back there. So if the enemy pushes through here, that's pretty bad news. But here the open is still holding more or less. I have still the little control zone in the sector here, but I didn't have the points for a command because there was so much going on. So that was a bit unfortunate. But there again, as I said before, rather put your command in later, but have control of the map than ramming it in early on and then just losing it. And your other troops on top of it. Because that will come back to bite you in the ass. Now I get links in to kind of push back the Bradley, because I didn't see any AA over on this side here when I flew the Jaguar over here to kill the M1. The M1A1, I mean. AA was kind of firing from here, but not from this side, so I thought that I might as well try to keep the Bradley away with the Hellom, which as you can see works. Sadly it doesn't kill it, but at least I pushed it back, so that's already a win. Here the Jaeger gets double or triple teamed, so that's pretty bad. I pulled up a Challenger Mark II here for long range support, which the Challenger Mark II is very, very good. It lacks in firepower, but other than that, in my opinion, it is very good. But it's obviously a lot of point investment. A10 here, I'm pretty sure it came in to get some shots on the Challenger Mark II, but lost sight, luckily. So Challenger Mark II gets saved. And Javelin LML was kind of out of position to get a shot off as well. So yeah, nothing happened there. It kind of just, we looked at each other and then we decided that it's not worth it. Here the command is now finally coming in, but you see that now I have actually lost the control over this point, so it was honestly well done by him that he reinforced enough troops and also the right troops to push me out of here. So our opener kind of didn't work, because we didn't get the advantage we want to get, right? I'm 130 points behind. And he will be amassing his heavy armor. You can already see there's the one M1A1 here. You might have seen one M1A1 coming in here. At least I've killed off one at this point. But there's still like already two more on the field. And his F4 bombers are also already being a problem. My AA missing doesn't particularly help in this case. So he sniped off the scout here, which is honestly a good idea. Sniping off the recon squads of your enemy. A-10 here coming in to kill the Giza rockets. Luckily this one survives on like a pixel of health. At least one like Javelin or Stinger, not sure which one, hit the A-10. I bring in the Phantom, but the big problem with the Phantoms is that they're really slow, so I can't even catch up to the A-10. I tried to push up the SAS to kill the military police here, but he kited them very well with the M113 AKF and the military police, so they died. That was a bit dumb by me. But the Rover Milan here getting the Bradley kill on the right. There was at least some good news. And now my infantry reinforcements have arrived on the left-hand side, and I pushed the warriors forward because there was a mech rifle squad, and they have the Dragon 2 to be precise. And the Dragon 2, as you might know, has a minimum range, so the mech rifles can't engage vehicles in the forest, and that's why I just pushed them forward and killed them off. Getting a Jaguar and G2 kill of the military police. I get them, but sadly he has quite a lot of AA here and it dies. So that was a bit unnecessary by me, because yeah, I don't have anything else here to protect my command, but it was only 2 military police, and sacrificing a Jaguar or a G for 2 military police squads, they are not even the ones with the recoilless rifle, they're just normal military police squads. That wasn't really worth it, honestly. Could have just called in some arrow rifles and deployed them like here. But the push on the left-hand side is going fairly well. Like, I mean, one warrior died to the mech rifles here because, I mean, from the building here they have enough range to engage armored vehicles with the Dragon 2. But now the SAS is moving out through the forest, more infantry and armored vehicles arriving on this side, so going well enough. Infantry command taking some time to come into the sector. Phantom HE bomber coming in again. Let's see if the AA will maybe do something this time. First of all, he hits the SAS squad, because of course he does. Second F4 hits the armored rifle squad. F4 misses once, misses twice. Third and fourth rocket also miss. So that was like just really bad RNG. I couldn't even hit one of the rockets because the F4 has decent rockets. Like they all have 50% accuracy, and like the Skyflash have a decent range, but if the RNG is not on your side, well, there's nothing much you can do. So that was really bad, losing 2 infantry squads, especially one SAS squad again. But I was still able to get into the sector, so there's at least some points ticking for me. Warrior getting killed off here in this tree line. A Challenger moving in. There's a tank here, so I try to get the Challenger on the road so that the Challenger can engage the tank here. But I can't see it for the moment, so it will just engage the infantry here. You can see that was very, very lucky, because this tank fired on the Challenger. Challenger now can't see it again. Like, when you can see things and when you can't is still a bit of a mystery to me. It's like the tank fired, so you would think that, you know, firing twice from the same position would reveal it even to another tank, but it doesn't. But before I could see it, so, well, whatever. Another Abrams pushing up on the right side, which is bad news, because I mean I have 2 Warrior Milans and an M48, but the engagement range for the Warrior Milans here is really not optimal because it's a little bit too short, and well, the M48 is an M48, so it won't do much in any case. And there's a mech rifle squad in here as well. But what do we do when we see an M1A1? Of course, we call him the Jaguar cluster. Let's see if it hits. It does. Another beautiful M1A1 kill. His AA luckily also misses, so there the RNG was on my side. Challenger Mark II here, I retweeted it because I couldn't see the enemy tank. It's actually an M1A1 HA, so that's also very dangerous. So I think it was the good idea to retreat it. A10 coming in to strafe the infantry, which it successfully does, but at least I get in a Phantom to kill it off, and this time it actually hits. That was good news for once. But he calls in an F-15 Eagle One AMRAAM hits, second AMRAAM hits. Yeah, well, air engagement's really not going in my favor. I have a tracked rapier here now, because, well, obviously he has a lot of airplanes. It already missed twice. Misses a third time as well. Yeah, I don't know. British AA just seems like it only has half the accuracy. They actually, like, apparently it has 57% accuracy. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. It didn't hit a single rocket. To be fair, the F-15 is a good plane, but still, that's 3 rockets. Wombat here killed off the M113 just in time before it got killed off. So that was good. Because I really want to keep it alive. Because you can still see I don't have that much stuff here. So I really need to keep that Wombat alive. Right hand side is going okay. Like, I have pushed him back. And as you can see, I have bought in some artillery. The M107s, I targeted this forest because I spotted a vehicle there and I thought that it might be his command, so might as well try. Milan 2 here, holding the position in the open, engaging the M1A1 HE, but again somehow like having sight and then losing it again, so yeah. Let's see if it will hit. Challenger Mark 2 engaging this tree line and the scouts, and now change to the mech rifles. Milan 2 misses. Oh, no, sorry. So the... which one is engaging what? Okay, the Challenger is engaging the scouts, and the M48 is engaging the mech rifles. That's how it's going. Milan 2 almost gets a side shot, but the M1A1 HE just gets into cover. There's now quite a push coming over the open, because you can see there's an M1A1 HE, a normal M1A1, and well, the M113 is just there for the recon. Challenger Mark 2 gets hit very hard, but I can smoke it off in time, luckily. One M1A1 gets hit by the Milan 2. Phantom coming in to kill the Jaeger squad in the middle, but I do the same as I always do. There's an M1A1, so we bring in the clusters. Kill one, but unfortunately I lost sight of the M1A1 HE, so I still went for the bombing strike, like, because it was around this sector, but unfortunately it survived and the strike didn't hit it. But still, one M1A1 down, and that's always good. His fighter coming in, but it's too late. Jaeger here initially survived, but now they got killed off by his infantry moving in. Phantom flying over DAA and actually gets killed, so DAA did something. Here I have air mobiles already, so I can hold his squads off with the help of the Wombat. Engineer Dragon engaging the M48 and hitting it. M1A1 trying to get the Rapier FSA, but exposing itself to the Milan 2. It was out of ammo, but I got some resupplies. And the Milan 2 gets a beautiful side shot on the M1A1 HA. So his armored push here got absolutely demolished. And as you can see, because of the time I had my command in this sector, I am now ahead in points. So the pressure is on him to get an advantage. So that's already good, because he will have to attack, and you can see how it went. But he does the right thing and gets a Phantom to bomb the Milan 2. Phantom gets shot down, but gets its bombs off and kills off the Milan 2. Very sad that the hero Milan 2 didn't get to survive. But I mean, it did its job, so it's okay. Arrow rifles here slowly being killed off, because they are not in cover, so there was a bit of a micro mistake. Yeah, because if they would have been in cover, I'm pretty sure that they could have held against the two engineers in combination with the Wombat. But being in the open was a big mistake. Killing off the remaining infantry in the open here. My command here on the left also died when retreating, I'm pretty sure. So now I'm pushing back in the sector, but I don't have a command at hand, at least at the moment. Wombat here slowly running out of ammo, and I ran out of infantry again. So I get in the Gazelle rockets to get a quick rocket run on his infantry somewhere here, because it's only one engineer squad left, I'm pretty sure at least. So let's see if the two Gazelle rockets will be enough to kill him off. And there's a fighter coming in, so we have a very short time window, and we get an infantry squad just in time. Oh, F-15 actually gets hit by something. So, yay.
Target
And
down.
the tracked rapier actually kills it. Insane.
Get in formation.
It hit something in its life. I was very impressed by that, honestly. Almost running out of ammo at this point, so only took 7 rockets to kill an F-15. You know, better than other tracked rapier performances I have seen. Brought in a supply helicopter here to reinforce the infantry that got hit quite hard. The second Gazelle gets hit by the AA he has here. Was a bit of a mistake, should have just retweeted it. Challenger Mark II also moving up a bit to give support to the infantry. I need more stuff in the center again, because I'm a bit afraid that he might push through here after his failed push on the left. He might reroute his aggression, and as you know, there is only pretty much 2 sectors where you can engage. Like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, like the center or the left. I assume that he would try to push through here or here, maybe, because that's the most sensible thing also to do with heavy tanks. Maybe also here. Spot a mech rifle squad here, bomb it with the Jaguar AG. Luckily only get hit once and I'm able to get out of there.
Beware. Enemies nearby.
Spotted TOW 2 in this building, so perfect target for the artillery. I was lacking with the artillery micro in this game a bit. So you see there was a pretty big firing pause between hitting the vehicle here and now getting some shots onto the building here. Gazelle Recon gets destroyed
They've spotted us.
by
Beware.
AA.
Enemies nearby.
Phantom HE coming in. I don't know whether he lost the target or maybe he targeted the Gazelle to begin with. I tried to get my own Phantom in to counter it, but same problem. It's just a bit too slow, and I mean it gets only 1 rocket off but doesn't hit, and then it decides to retreat over the center where he has all his AA, so yeah, it ends as you would suppose to. But now we see 2 M1A1s in the middle, a command and a normal M1A1. So, you guessed right. It's time for the clusters again. Thank you, ma'am.
Andrew, get down.
2 Abrams down again. Oh, well, 1 Jaguar cluster also goes down, but the other one dodges almost all the rockets like a hero. Gets hit once, but escapes alive. So, really important kills again. 2 M1A1s down, and one of them even being a leader. So, his infantry unfortunately was still able to push through, but it was way more important to kill off the tanks, obviously. I also got another leader in on the left side, so I'm again taking up. He has a lot of infantry here though, as you can see here. So that's a bit of a problem, and the Challenger is slightly out of position. It would have been here, he could have engaged the infantry on the road. I pull out the Rover, because I don't really need to lose it right now because of me contesting this sector. He's only at a +1 if I leave the sector completely open. But then I decide to, I can push it in maybe a little bit longer because, as I said, it's the military police without the recoilless rifle. But, well, it's still 2 of them and the Rover is unarmored, so in the end I still decide to retreat it. And also because, well, there's a Bradley and an M150 moving up. But this looked like a good artillery target, so
Can't take it anymore.
I do just that. I targeted with my artillery. Infantry unfortunately slowly dying off, and Air Mobile not able to engage the M1A1 with its AT launcher. That was a bit sad. Getting in more Gazelle rockets to engage his stuff in the open here, even though in this case Hell Arm would be better against the vehicles, but I also wanted to get the military police, of course. And I wrote in a second command to get it into this tree line here. So just to have, you know, a bit of a backup if one of the commands gets pushed out again. So I can have the Rover sitting here and the M48 sitting here. You know, redundancy is always a good thing. Here I'm kind of holding the position. I killed off most of his infantry, I'm pretty sure, but the M1A1 is still alive, so I decide to retreat the Jaeger squad and keep it alive rather than pushing it into the Abrams.
Just get me out of here.
A10 coming in.
Funny.
Chaparral killing a Recon Gazelle here again. A10, I guess, lost its target. Maybe it wanted to go strafe the infantry here. I'm not sure. But for the moment, it's just circling around. I don't have any fighters to deploy, so I can't really do anything against it. And even if it would be a bad idea, because you see he has pushed up his AA even further. And that's most likely not all the AA he has. Bring in both the commands at the same time, actually. This Javelin, I think, yeah, okay, it has one shot left, but it's almost out of ammo. So this will need to be resupplied. It hits, actually, so that's good. But he's RTing the position here, trying to kill off the command and, in general, the infantry I have here. So I decide to retreat it to keep it alive for later use. Because as I have the sector in the middle again, contested again, there's no real point in like letting your leader infantry die. Why would you? He's pushing through aggressively here on the left, so I retreat the rover again. So good thing I brought in the M48 on the right side, honestly. And you see reinforcements are arriving just in time. And the warriors and the Challenger Mark II are obviously perfect to counter just a bunch of military police and a chaparral and an M150. As A10 was just circling in the back and now it's retreating. His artillery keeps firing, but as you can, well, I mean, you maybe didn't see, but he was firing it from the same spot over and over again, so I'm pretty sure I will soon start to counter battery it, or at least try. But now the thing that I said in the beginning happened. He brought in his Apache. Honestly, I was kind of surprised that it took him that long, because you can see the Apache can just straight up take on the tracked rapier, because the AA gameplay is absolutely balanced and doesn't need changing, I guess. So yeah, and I mean the tracked rapier even hit it once, so there's already more than you can ask, honestly. But it still killed the tracked rapier, killed the infantry command, and survived and retreated. So that was painful.
Good job, Gunner.
So I need to shore up my AA defenses quite heavily now. M1A1 poking out here, getting hit once by the warrior Milans, but because it's only Milan 1, it only does 1 damage. There, by the way, is a second Apache.
Back up, back up.
Targeting the warriors in the open. So I need to watch out with my Challenger that I don't peek out too much to the right side here. Engage the M1A1, and Challenger against M1A1 is honestly very skewed towards the Challenger. You can see I 2 hit him, though I'm pretty sure that I got a side shot in him first. But still 2 hits, M1A1 down. Challenger survived, but has a track broken, which is pretty bad, considering there's an Apache roaming around. So you see I try to retreat it, but, well, that doesn't work because the track's broken. Smoke just in time for the Apache not to hit me. Now you can see that's where I try to counter battery his archers, because I assume that those might just be the towed ones, even though I'm not sure whether the third has towed artillery or not, because I didn't take a deep look at the artillery type of the 3rd Armored Division. But because they were firing from the same position, I thought that even if it's not tracked, I might as well just try to counter battery it with my heavy artillery. Apache running around behind his line and outside of my AA range, just standing there menacingly. And because of that, I kind of really can't push here for the moment. Well, first of all, I don't have the infantry to push, but even if I had, I kind of really can't risk it, because its Apache can just swoop in and kill everything. Here it engages the Challenger. I was a bit slow on the micro, should have smoked it off way sooner, but smoke it off just in time before it dies. And you see the AA still hasn't arrived, so I'm in a very precarious position. Infantry here pushing up next to the rover, bringing a Jaguar HA to kill it off. Almost kill off the Apache, but get shot down by the chaparrals. So honestly, I could have like microed it more, microed it just better, more efficiently, by bombing and then instantly retargeting the Apache, because I'm pretty sure if a few bursts from the nose gun would have been enough to kill it off, but I didn't see it at the time, so, you know, hindsight's 2020. A Jaguar cluster was brought in, I guess, for the tank that was spotted on the left side, maybe. I'm not completely sure, but didn't find its target, so it's just circling around in the back, and I'm sure that I will retreat it shortly. Apache here sitting in the open and forcing my Challenger Mark II to retreat. AA starting to arrive now. The Rapier FSA here has been there for quite some time now. Hits its first rocket. So the Rapier FSA is a bit like it has a higher accuracy and higher range than the tracked Rapier, but it's not that much. But I still take it because it's all that I can get.
Enemy spotted.
And the tracked Rapier is just so unreliable that I need one card of those Rapier FSAs. Tracked Rapiers coming into the center now as well. Javelin LML coming in. You see, I'm really ramping up the AA defenses. Because they're shit, you just need a lot of them to be able to defend against those Apaches. And he can have a lot of them, especially if he has Apaches and Cobras. M1A1 command tank coming in on this side, but I kind of can't counter him because of the Apaches. So you see, they're very strong. And that's what I feared in the beginning of the match. And now it's coming in the late stage, but I'm only 200 points ahead, so he's very much still able to win this game. So I really need to watch out. Milan 2 here, hitting the M1A1 on the other side of the control zone. Once for the moment. Second hit coming in. M1A1 contesting this zone, or like completely capturing it because I don't have any command sitting in here. Scouts getting one hit in, but they only have a loss, so that's not going to do a lot of damage. M1A1 here dying to the Milan 2. Challenger getting a big hit on the M1A1, but the M1A1 getting a big hit in return, but at least it forces him to retreat. I reroute the rover from the center point, so you see there's a lot going on. I retreat the Challenger Mark II because I'd rather keep it alive because I really don't have that many of them. One Apache going down, a second one surviving, but being hit quite heavily. Engineer Dragons here still alive, because I didn't have the infantry to deal with them because I needed to buy in so much AA. But you can see there's a lot of AA here now, like 2 Javelin LMLs, 2 normal Javelins, the Rapier FSA died, but a tracked Rapier coming in as well, and now infantry has arrived as well. The problem is I need supply to repair the Challenger now, and there's another Apache coming in. So you see that was quite stressful. Javelins missing, as they do. Javelin LML hitting at least once. I have the infantry here still clumped up quite a bit, but I react fairly quickly and spread them out. But now the Javelin LML is reloading, and because this Javelin is in the building back here, it doesn't have sight on the Apache, sadly, but the Javelin LML gets the Apache, so that was good. A10 coming in, but I called in my Phantoms to kill it off. Get it. But unfortunately this Phantom decided to retreat over the center again. And let's see if it's able to survive. Yes, it is actually, but it gets hit heavily. Phantom HE coming in to bomb the aero mobiles. Was a bit bad that they were still sitting in the open, but at least I get the kill in return. There were some arrow rifles from him coming in on the right hand side, but you see I have 2 Javelin LMLs. I really invested into some air defenses at this point. He tries to bomb my command, but he targets the wrong tree line. Milan 2 here engaging the Bradley. Infantry engaging his infantry, his mech rifles. And you see now I have a lot of infantry called in, so I can push him back. Need some time to repair the Challenger, but then this can also get into support a little bit. The tracked Rapiers were also moved into the left to support against the Apaches. Now there is a M1A1 sitting in the open here, engaging the Jaeger. But well, the Panzerfaust will not do that much damage against the front armor. It's very good against the side armor actually, but yeah, not much you can do against the front armor, especially if they just keep missing. That doesn't help. Apache coming in the middle, and you see again it just can take on the AA because that makes sense. So that was a bit bad, and it hits the supply truck. That was also bad, but at least it didn't target the DerGaertner for the time being, so that was good. And now it has to retreat, so it misses the rocket. The Javelin LML should have been pushed up a little bit further. Targets the Jaeger squad with his artillery, and together with the Abrams, it will be killed off quite quickly. So now I have to deal with the Abrams on the right side, and while I have DAA on the right, I don't have anything to kill an Abrams, so no Milan or Rover Milan or a tank. Oh, like a tank except for an M48. Well, I have a Rover Milan here, but I either forgot about it or didn't want to retreat it from this position. Armored rifles actually getting a side shot with their M72 Law. And the Jaguar cluster coming in again. And killing off the M1A1. So you see those really did great work in this game. You will see in the end how many tanks are killed. But F-15 Eagle coming in with its AMRAAMs. Misses one, misses two, but hits the third one. So that was sad. Both Jaguar clusters now dead, but with the amount of tanks they have killed, yeah, they honestly did their job. Now he's arting the DerGaertner, which is a good idea by him. Killing off my AA is a good way to use his helicopters better, even though at this point he doesn't have that many left. Jaegers here going on the offensive, killing off one engineer in their transport. Unfortunately, he unloads the second engineer in time, but one engineer against two Jaegers is a very bad fight for him, especially because it's just a normal engineer without a flash launcher, and he didn't move it into the close range where he would get the shock trade, even though it wouldn't have saved it in this case anyway, because two Jaegers are just too much for one engineer squad. If both of them would have survived, then it would have been looking differently, but they didn't. And with the M1A1 dead here, it's at least somewhat safe, because there's an M3 Bradley Recon coming in. Javelin LMLs obviously miss, because of course everything always misses the Eagles if they're against me. At least hit them once, and he retreats. Rapier misses as usually. The Rapier FSA here is out of ammo, but I also don't have that many supply vehicles left, and I'm very focused on keeping the pressure up because there's only 5 minutes left. I find his M1A1 command here, and with two Jaegers I can actually engage him from the front and from the side. So that was a beautiful side hit with the Panzerfaust. Now let's see, pretty sure there was a frontal hit, but still he's very low, and most likely those two Jaeger squad will kill him. On the right side he's bringing in quite a lot of troops, and also an Apache. But with two Javelin LMLs and the Rapier FSA coming in, that should be enough to push him back. And I in fact do kill the M1A1 command and also capture a hemmed supply that is basically full, so that was very good. Apache here gets killed by ODAA. And reinforcements coming in. You see I also brought in a Challenger Mark II, but it got hit by something. I'm not even sure by what, so it will need some repairs, but there's a supply helicopter still sitting around here. Assault engineers are being pushed through the forest together with the Jaeger squad. Infantry here is trying to get control over the forest so that he doesn't push through and find the M48. And on the left hand side I have pretty much control over this sector now. M48 command coming in to capture the sector. M48's here just waiting because I didn't have the brain capacity to micro them as well. Because at this point I'm really concentrating on the right hand side to not lose this. Even though it's very unlikely that he will win. Still, you know, better safe than sorry. Get control over the forest line here. Also brought in an air mobile. Those air mobiles are very good, or like heli infantry in general, because you can call them in so fast. And there's the victory. So another win on that throw with the 2nd UK Infantry. This time against a different division. But yeah, I was very happy about it. That it worked 2 times in a row. Fox here in the beginning getting all those infantry in the transports was very good. Jaguar HE, yeah, I mean, that's the one that died, killing off the 2 military police that that wasn't worth it, but in general, I mean, it got a few kills, so it's fine. But here we see the Jaguar classing getting 3 M1A1s and 1 M1A1 command. So very good value. Like that's over 1,000 points that this Jaguar alone killed. SAS here killing a Bradley. I'm pretty sure the SAS in this game also performed as horrible as it did in the first game, so I'm really not that good at using them apparently. So you see here as well, SAS just killing one arrow rifle. Like that's not what the SAS is supposed to do. Other than that, here, yeah, the Rover Milans. Sadly, there was no hero jeep in this game. Phantom getting 1 A10, yeah, I mean, better than nothing. Milan 2 getting the M1A1 HA and the Bradley. There was the one on the left. Very, very well done. Beautiful side shot. Challenger getting an M1A1. Also good. Even though, because I have so few heavy tanks, I would want the few I have to perform better. But against a division that has so many, you really have to be careful. And it's better, if you trade, like not even trade because I'm pretty sure it didn't die, but I get one M1A1 and your Challenger survives, that's already a good thing. And 48 here, honestly, it did quite well, killing an M113, an Engineer, and an M35. Tracked Rapier here, getting an F4 and an F15. Only used up all its ammo, and even more after the resupplies, but it did something. And the Rapier FSA also getting one Phantom. So that's when my AA started kicking in and actually killing something. Here, this Jaguar HE already performing better with getting one mech rifle and 2 Engineer Dragons, and then also one scout helicopter on its way out somewhere. M107 only getting a TOW 2, so yeah, as I said, my artillery micro wasn't that good that game. And then also my counter battery, it actually was tracked artillery, so it was the 109 armored howitzers, and I hit them, but I didn't kill them, unfortunately. One of them got very low, but it didn't die. So yeah, they didn't really get their value back. Not the second Jaguar getting 2 M1A1s on top. So those were really the game winners for me this time around. Because other than that, you can see, yeah, I mean, the kill lists aren't that impressive for most vehicles. Here, the Challenger Mark II getting an M1A1 and then an M2 is also okay. Jaeger getting 3 squads is also okay. But nothing like groundbreaking. Javelin LML getting a Apache and a Phantom is also good. Milan 2 here also getting an M1A1. And here, Tracked Rapier getting an Apache. So there was a bit of a mistake by him, I think, that he waited so long to bring his helicopters in, because he gave me time to build up my AA network, and you saw how much AA I had. So even if it's bad, like at some point, some of the rockets most likely will hit. So there was a mistake by him. That's a Jaeger that killed the command tank on the left in the end. So, I mean, that's a good kill, but it was so late in the game that it didn't really change that much, honestly. But well, still very good point value, obviously, from this Jaeger squad, with also 3 infantry squads being killed. Killing off arrow rifles in their Blackhawks, also always a good thing to do. But yeah, that's basically it with the kill list. You see the warrior here actually got a few kills. On his side, I mean, M1A1 here killing off a Saxon, a Wombat, and a Rover Milan, that's just horrible. Like, this can't happen if you want to win with an armored division. Like the M2 only getting a few kills here, like, yeah, that's fine. Even though, because the M2 is so expensive, you still want to get more kills with the Bradley. But with the Abrams, that's almost catastrophic, only getting so few kills. And you will see that this is basically how most of the kill list of his Abrams looks. Though his Phantoms did well, killing off 2 SAS squads is very good use of those. A10 only also getting like 2 fairly cheap helicopters and an infantry is meh. M48 though getting a few kills, but took them too long because my clusters, as you can saw, killed a lot of things. Here M1A1 again, they killed a warrior, an SAS and a Saxon. Catastrophic. Here, I mean, that one performed, I'm pretty sure that performed the best, but still, the most valuable thing it killed is either the M48 or one of the warriors. That's it. That was just not a good game for the American Armor Division. Like this one, only getting one air mobile. Oof. But here we can see once the Apaches came in, they killed a lot of stuff. So if he brought them in earlier, the game could have gone a different way. I'm pretty sure, like, I would say I'm this cocky to say that I would have still won, but it would have been a lot harder. Because you can see, like, they actually did something. Oh. Here the M1, his M109s at least also didn't perform that well, like his artillery. So there's that. Both our artillery didn't do much. And yeah, that's all she wrote. So about the second game, it basically went just the same as the second game of match 1. It also was on Vertigo Duelist. It was a different division matchup. I can't remember which one exactly, but it more or less ended the same. I was pushed out of the town side of Vertigo and just wasn't able to get big in again. IRIT played Berlin Command, and his Nighthawks just completely fucked me up because I was not able to see them at all. This is again a very weird interaction that I'm not quite sure about. When you can see Nighthawks and when you can't. But it was well done by him, and I will just ban Vertigo, I'm pretty sure, from now on, because I have lost both times on the map. So like something is just not clicking with me and this map in the league at least, because I win it most of the times in ranked, but somehow I just can't win it in the league. And yeah, I played the 24th National Guard again. And obviously my Strike Eagle got killed by a bunch of manpads. Lol. So yeah, I again won't show this game because it was just boring. It was just an infantry slugfest, and then he just won. So there was nothing interesting really going on in the game. And interestingly enough, in our group, all the games were ties at this point. At least yesterday when I looked. So it will be interesting who of us will actually be able to go through. So if we all just have ties in the end, there will be like a 4-way tiebreaker. So that will be interesting. But obviously I will try to win my last game or last match against the third guy whose name I have forgotten. And I hope that the games will be interesting. So hopefully I can show you both games this time and not only one game. And I hope to see you once those games are released. And have a beautiful day, and bye bye.